The corner, the corner, the corner. Hey, welcome. Come on into Cousin Ed's Corner. This podcast is where you will find real, authentic conversation, organic conversation, like you're at home with your cousin. It's about life, it's about finance, it's about spirituality, it's about love, and everything in between. I'm your host, Cousin Ed. I'm excited to bring you along on this journey to explore life. Listen, let's sit back and enjoy a wide range of topics. I have some diverse guests coming on, a wide range of spectrum of thoughts. My goal is to create a space for all of us to connect, all of us to learn each other, and all of us to communicate. It's really not about me. It's about a community as a whole. Let's enjoy this. Let's sit back. Let's think about our past. Let's move into our future. It's about the corner, the corner, the corner. So no matter how you cut it or slice it, we're all here together. I'm just here to give you a piece of my heart, my mind, my soul, and my mentals. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Cousin Ed's Corner. The corner, the corner, the corner. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We are back. We are back. We are back. Yes, indeed. It's your boy, Cousin Ed. Cousin Ed's Corner. We are back with another one. This one is Thank God for Everything. I know many of us on Fridays like to say TGIF, thank God it's Friday, but over here we like to thank God for everything that's including Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Every actual minute that he gives us, actual moment that he gives us, actual second that he gives us. Thank him for the breath in our body. Thank him for just our eyesight. Thank you for our health. Thank you for our friends, family, and loved ones. I want to thank God for this show. Thank you for everyone who's around the show, everyone who helps with the show, every guest I have had and will have. Thank God for you who are listening. Thank God, thank God, thank God. So, I want to start the show with that, and some of us need that. Some of us need that extra push, an extra reminder that God is so good, so good, so good. So, as you know, I sit down for these shows, and I sometimes things come to me throughout the week. Sometimes things just come organically while I'm sitting here. But this one has been wrestling with me for a couple of days now, and I wanted to bring it to you and talk about it, talk it through as I'm sitting on my own couch. In this session, you know, I think of it as my own therapy. So come sit on the couch with me, come down to Cousin Ed's Corner, relax and just listen. And, you know, let me say this much. Send in your voicemails. Let me know what you're thinking. Send in your voicemail. Let me know what you're thinking. Have this session with me. Share this time with me that we all can process these thoughts together. So that's 762-333-2032. That's 762-333-2032. Or even better, go to cousinedscorner.com. That's cousinedscorner.com. Across the top of the page, it says leave voicemail. It says leave voicemail. Hit the leave voicemail button, leave your voicemail, and I can actually respond right there in that application back to you. So that is the call of action, a call to action, however you want to state it, for you to do that before even going any further. I guess I have to wait till the end of the show to do it, but before you stop playing this show, before you do anything else, make sure you leave a voicemail for this, especially this episode. I want to hear what your thoughts are, okay? So listen up. I think I'm going to title this, and I don't write the title till after the show is done, but I think I'm going to title this From God's Test to Your Testimony. Somewhere in there, from God's test to your testimony. But it all was working out in two scenarios, two situations, two conversations that I was having, and I saw it. I saw it in there, right? I was talking to two good friends of mine. One was traveling, and we were talking about actually my son about sports, right? Talking about sports, and me and my friend played basketball together, and we talked about, if we had one person to tell us what we know now, right? Like our parents, especially our fathers, they didn't know about recruiting and colleges and things to that matter. So we had no one to tell us about what the next step should be, right? How to get recruited higher, how to get more playing time, how to possibly do X, Y, Z, right? We didn't have anyone in our life. So we were talking about my son and trying to figure out why is it he doesn't seem to want to heed our advice, right? And every kid, as we were kids once, thinks that the parent doesn't know everything or doesn't know how it is today. Let me say that. You don't know how it is today. It ain't like it was when you was growing up. Was no horses and buggies, things like that. So they think that they know everything. We thought we knew everything, right? I told my dad that James Brown, he's good, but who was it back then? Keith Sweat better. I'm only joking, but Luther is better than James Brown. Prince is better. I'm just trying to get some common names, but nevertheless, we think what we know at our age and our time is better than what our parents is telling us. And the same thing for my son, and we were talking through it like, man, if EJ just was to listen, man, Lord, man, you know how much further he'll be. Oh my goodness. And we're going in. We're going in hard on EJ, right? And my friend has a revelation. He says, yo, God, I hear you, God. I hear you, God. And he just stops the conversation. God, I hear you, Lord Jesus. Thank you. I hear you, Lord. I hear you. I'm paused like, what are you talking about? He said, you're feeling that way and I'm feeling that way, saying, son, why don't you listen to me? Son, why don't you listen to me? Son, why don't you listen to me? I don't know if y'all hear that. Son, why don't you listen to me? Child, my child, why don't you listen to me? My child, why don't you listen to me? My child, why don't you listen to me? And if you think about that, that's what God is saying to all of us. My child, why don't you listen to me? I already set a path forward for you. I set a path for you. Why are you running from the path I'm giving you? I'm giving you all of the knowledge you need, my child. I'm setting it forward for you, my child. My child, I've done it all for you, my child. I've sent people in front of you, my child. I've sent angels around you, my child. Why are you running from this, my child? My child, my child, my child. And we started to cry together on the phone, man. Two grown men on the phone crying. Like, it's so true. It's so true. He's done all of this for us. All we gotta do is listen. All we gotta do is listen. So it's a test that God gives us to get to that testimony. The test that God gives us to get to that testimony. My child, my child, my child. So I kind of put that story on the back burner. And I was like, well, I'm not, I have a Monday show coming, Motivational Monday, and I'm not sure if I want to do this for this motivation or I have something else in my mind. So I put it off, right? I wasn't even planning on doing it on Friday because I'm not going to tell the truth. I'm not going to say I didn't remember, but it wasn't on the forefront of my mind, right? To do that one today. I was talking to another good friend of mine, and we were talking about, I was trying to persuade or help them work through some things that they're going through. And to me, it seemed like they didn't want to, they were reluctant or are reluctant or nervous or just waiting for the right time. Let me say that much. Waiting for the right time. I'm gonna do it when, I gotta wait till, I'm gonna do it. I thought about it. I had it on my bucket list. And I was like, well, to me, like right now, I see it in you. Like, you got to do this. Like, and then things around them start coming into play. Like, hey, can you come do this? Hey, I got this door open for you here. And I was telling them, like, yo, God is opening these doors for you for a reason. And I started going to my reason of my recollection of when God started opening doors for me. And I'll tell y'all this story. Those who know me personally know this story. But for many years, okay, I am a technician by heart, right? I am a technical person by heart. I started out taking computers apart before you could spell computer, right? I was working on a Tandy. For everybody who's super old will know what a Tandy is. I was working on a Tandy off of a cassette tape, right? Before they even had disk drives and everything. I was working out of a book writing code, right? This is years ago. I always been a tech person. I made my own magnets, wrapping copper or electrical coils around a nail and all kind of stuff I've done throughout my life, right? Technical. So I get into corporate America, and somehow people are seeing things in me to move me towards being in project management. Like, hey, you got the skills, come over to this team, and you can run this project. And they said that it will excel my career, right? Going in that side of management, being a project manager, and I ran from it. I do not like project management. Till today, I will still tell you, I do not like project management. I would rather have my hands dirty inside of, and this is not only hands dirty truly, I'm talking about like my mind dirty in fixing the technical problem, right? I love that. So I ran from it, my previous employer, Fortune 100 company, right? Probably probably the top 50 companies. They're declining in later years, but nevertheless, I ran from it. Even got put on projects where I was the project manager. We had a project manager get ill, and I took on that role for several months. Got awards throughout the department and throughout the company for this big migration we did throughout the country. It's a large migration, and I was on that project and ran it for my division. Fast forward, I have a chance to move into another role of project management and didn't do it. One of my coworkers did it, and I was talking about him, man, you brown nose, you don't want to be on all these calls all day, man. You gonna miss out on all this learning we gonna do technically. Don't you know, the company had a merger. He got on the project for that. Within 6 months, the rest of my team, he the only one that went on the project, went on that side. The rest of my team got a call one morning, an email said, jump on this call at 12 o'clock. For those of you who are in corporate America, or those of you who are not in corporate America, those of you who are in corporate America may know what that call is. Those of you who are not in corporate America, if you ever get a strange call during the workday or not during the workday and say, hey, jump on this call at 12 o'clock, 9 out of 10 times it's not about a raise. It's not about giving you a raise. It's 9 out of 10 times about some kind of separation or some kind of workforce reduction. So now I'm on this call and my stomach drops, and I have 6 months before they're eliminating my position and moving it to Texas. I was devastated, but I said, oh, I'm okay. But I never thought about the opportunity that God gave me. I never thought about what people have been telling me, right? I never even thought about considering that I should have went for that. Never, right? Over the years, the gentleman, I believe he's still maybe in that position. I think he's still with the company, but never thought about it. I just thought that, he went over there, man. Nah, he a traitor. Okay, fast forward. I take another job, and I'm with another company, and I have to sacrifice a large amount of myself and large amount of what my capabilities were to this new job, right? It was definitely a stepping stone or a reminder, right? Sometimes he reminds you who you really are. The first company, great. This company, was great until some different changes in management. Whole nother story. But nevertheless, I went through it, and got put into another role similar to project management. They had me over this whole program, deploying part of deployments. I was running the deployments, doing the reporting, sending back analysis, all kind of stuff. Then after the deployments, I was actually running a department, and this is not an official title. I moved into these positions. They said I could do it, and I was showing that I had the skills and capability, had people under me, everything, right? And still in the back of my mind, hated it, but it was okay because I still was touching technology. So I fast forward, I have a chance to leave that company, and I had 3 roles that came to me. One was technical, but managing, right? I would be the lead, tech support, but still have, as a lead, you still had to manage the people under you some. The next role was, I would say, very similar as a lead, right under the supervisor, but they wanted me to come in and do some project management so far as helping them get their processes together, right? Then I actually took that role, right? Then, as everything was going upside down, I just had a surgery. I was trying to recover. Out the blue, just wasn't even looking for this job. God put this job in front of me. Had people call me, had people reach out to me and say they wanted me to come to this company. This job came about, and y'all may have seen some of my videos and stuff. This job came about because of the job that I was in currently, not the job that I was going to, but the job I was in that I wasn't being treated right in, right? Where I was previously managing in the department and everything, all of that. So God put this role in front of me from one of our vendors. One of our vendors, God had one of the vendors reach out to me and bring me into this role. Now this role, I know this story is a little longer. It's 2 stories in one, so I have to apologize for those who driving in and working had a short amount of time. So back to it. This role now that I'm currently in is more project management. It's more, it's called implementation, right? So I'm having to speak to customers on a continuing basis consistently, right? So follow-up emails, all kind of stuff that's project management, right? Excuse me, never went for my PMP or anything, but it's project management. But I was able to, through this role, A, be seen, B, travel. I did a show about getting out and traveling. B, traveling. C, working from home again. Oh my God, working from home. But God placed all these things in front of me to I could be able to do all of this stuff, and it was amazing. And I was talking to my friend about just God's tests that He puts in front of you, and He's doing it for your testimony, right? For me to give you this story today is for your testimony. And as long as you run away from that, as long as you don't step up and take the test, there will be no testimony. That was my revelation. That was my epiphany while speaking to my other friend about God's test becoming your testimony. My child, listen. I've done it for you, my child. He put these things in front of me. He's putting things in front of you. He's putting things in front of us. And the question is, are you ready for the test? I know this one was kind of longer. I go into this wholeheartedly with an open heart, being my most authentic self. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. This one meant a lot to me to get out. So I'll try to break down both stories again separately, but I want to get this out today, this morning, this time. Whenever you listen to this, I want to get this out to you, and hopefully you are willing to take the test and give us all your testimony. If you have any testimony, it's like you're in church when they tell you to come up and say your testimony. If you have any testimony, anything, any prayer requests, anything like that you want, that Cousin Ed's Corner, not Cousin Ed, Cousin Ed's Corner, this community can pray for you. This community can congratulate your testimony. Please, 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 definitely send in your voicemail. I've gotten some text messages, but please send in your voicemail. I like to share what God is doing with the rest of the community. 762-333-2032. That's 762-333-2032. More preferably, go to cousinedscorner.com. Over there, you can leave a virtual voicemail where you can actually, I can reply back to you there. Go there, across out the page, it says leave voicemail. If you have any requests for me to interview you or anyone else, drop me a line at info@cousinedscorner.com. That's info@cousinedscorner.com. I am definitely interested in learning more about you. I love each and every one of you. I honestly do. I don't know you. I love you. To each and every one who, like I said, has been on the show, each of you who are coming on the show, I appreciate you. With you, I have grown. With you, I've learned so much. So I continue to learn from each and every one of you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a great, great weekend. Whenever you listen to this show, have a great day. And remember this, right? 2 things I want you to remember, right? That 3 things. Your test turns into your testimony. Remember that no matter how you cut and slice it, we are all in this together. And remember that the last part of that, together, we can do anything. All right? I love you. Peace.
Yo, I enjoyed this podcast here talking about family values. I look at back in the days when I grew up, my family values was the whole block. It was not just within the walls of our house, but the whole block. We looked out for the whole block. The elderly, we shoveled their snow because we knew they couldn't get out there. We threw salt down on the ground for them, as well as all the houses that I went into, I always saw an open Bible. And so nowadays, you walk in people's house, you probably won't even see a Bible, let alone somebody talking about God's word. So we got to get back to the root and foundation of what made us able to make it here today. And that's God's word and God's blessing that the elderlies told us, showed us. Hard times they prayed, and good times they prayed. So we got to get back to that. But I love you, my brother. I appreciate you getting out there speaking on your word and giving people a chance to come back and let you tell you their story and the things that their family values are. Keep doing what you're doing. God bless you, my brother. And I'll see you later. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Cousin Ed's Corner.